What is going on, Polestar fans? Welcome back to Financial Journey. So today I want to give you a quick overview of what the data points are saying and why right now might be a very good time to buy. Before I get into any of that, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. Without further ado, let's get right to it. So of course, I don't think I need to explain to you guys the huge amount of fear that is in the market right now, because even the fear and greed index is at 24, which is under the extreme fear. And that is largely because of several different factors, mostly around the whole Silicon Valley. But of course, there are some data points coming out this week that is very fearful, one of which is CPI, PPI, and also retail sales. So it's going to be a very big week. But this is why I want to put it in perspective. Technically, during sell-offs, such as what is happening with, for instance, Polestar and a lot of other good growth stocks, this is where it's one of the best times to actually buy, when there is a lot of blood in the market and when there is a lot of uncertainty. Of course, though, I'm not a financial advisor. Do your own due diligence at the end of the day. But typically, when there is these sell-offs, this is one of the best ways to really get a very good, substantial position. Of course, I think the broader economy, until inflation does start to subside, is going to continue to basically trend down. But like I said, bigger picture, even more so looking at, for instance, analyst ratings or expectations, it does show in 2025 that they are assuming that it's going to be around $13.17 billion just in revenue alone. And based on the earnings per share, it is projected, at least so by 2026, this is where it'll be net profitable, which is a very, very big deal. And from now until 2026, it's actually a fairly short time frame until that comes. So in reality, this is why you should take advantage of these discounted prices, because the market cap currently is 9.6 billion, which in comparison to other stocks is just crazy cheap. And just looking at this is all the EVs based on market cap. I do believe that there is a glitch such as under Lucid and Tesla as far as the pricing and the action for today. But generally speaking, if you take those two out, for instance, looking at NIO, even Rivian, Polestar out of any of them have the actual good results coming from, for instance, 2022. Like I always say, Polestar at the end of the day actually hit their 2022 targets. Not a lot of companies could actually say that. And outside of Tesla, Polestar is the only other pure global EV play. So I think at the end of the day, this is why a lot of people might be very much fearful, but this again might be a very good time to buy. And even looking at the multiples as it stands right now, it is currently trading at the next 12 months of the future 2.5 of a multiple. That is just like pennies. That's absolutely nothing. That's actually technically very close to its intrinsic value. So I think at the end of the day, you just need to put it in perspective that Polestar is a very good investment, and just need to do your own due diligence at the end of the day. But once again, I'll give you a good summary of the technicals and so forth. I just wanted to quickly share with you this. So if you do like, for instance, Seeking Alpha, there is an amazing promo. You do get a 7-day free trial. So this has all the compiled notes, the actual articles, news, the SEC filings, transcripts, everything that you need when it comes down to Polestar, all in one spot. So click on the link in the description below or the comments and just try out this 7-day free trial. So no harm, no foul. But like I said, when it comes down to what happened on Friday, there was a lot of puts being purchased. So as you can tell, just a lot of fear and people feeding off of this fear as a result of, like I said, the Silicon Valley and upcoming week for CPI. So in general, I think if anything, it does continue to sell off. Like I said, this might be a very good time to buy. And as far as transactions on the secondary market, there was only one transaction, so $148,000. But again, that's kind of the norm from what it looks like. But moving on from here, I'll give you a quick summary as far as what the technicals are saying. So it is below a lot of the pivotal moving averages, but I think generally a lot of growth stocks, or almost everything right now, is below those marks that you need to watch for. And for the Fibonacci, so technically we're getting very close to the new 52-week low, or I guess all-time low. So on Friday it did hit $4.41, the all-time low being $4. So we do know at that stage that is a very good support level. But outside of that $4 support level, it might potentially trend down to $3.87. So of course, right now it is between the S3 and the S2. So weirdly enough, though, this is where a lot of other growth stocks, even though they're kind of worse companies out there, but a lot of them are actually trading between the S2 and S1. So this is where I am confused, because Polestar has the good results. In general, it's doing a lot of good things, but yet it's getting hit so much more. So like I said, it's trading between the S3 and the S2. But like I said, $4 is a very big point to watch for, and outside of that, it might potentially trend down to $3.87. And looking as far as some indicators that I like to look at, so stochastic is currently at 15. There is a little bit more of a deviation, so red line above the black showing a little bit more of a hint of a bearish sentiment is wanting to be ingrained, but it is considered very much oversold. Momentum number, retail investors are for the most part going out a little bit, but I think in general Polestar just doesn't have that much of a retail presence. As you can tell, it's just very flat. And of course, though, I have touched on that in the past, and that is a little bit more of a concern to me per se, but RSI is also at 34. So generally speaking, I think right now, because of these points, it might potentially trend down a little bit. But like I said, this is one of those stocks that you really want to add to your portfolio, especially considering if it does continue to trend down. But of course, like I said, these videos are for entertainment purposes only. Make sure you guys do your own due diligence at the end of the day. If you do, like I said, like a lot of this compiled information, take advantage of that promo. And also, I do have a link to Interactive Brokers. It is very much free to open up an account, and you can see all of this updated information, such as analyst ratings, tip rank ratings as well. And generally, you actually have to pay to actually see tip ranks, but under Interactive Brokers, it is free. So I highly recommend you guys opening up an account. Link is in the description below, or also the comments, and you can kind of see the success rate of analysts. I actually do really like to use that component. But once again, let me know your thoughts on Polestar in the comments below. If you haven't already, hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. And without further ado, let's all make a lot of money on Polestar.